Welcome to Real Estate in Real Time. I'm Woody Zimmerman here with Mark Skibowski of REMAX Lakes. So welcome to the show.
Here we are. Morning.
Good morning. And so we've been going through this PDF that you created here a couple of years ago, which is still true today. It's the Ultimate Home Buyer's Guide. And we've gone down the list. We did first things first. Of course, you want to get pre-approved. You want to find an agent that you can build rapport with and somebody that you can trust. And then we went through the process basically of like, what are you looking for? We narrowed it down to, the specifics, like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in this school district or on the lake or
Right.
so forth. So we've narrowed it down to what kind of home this purchaser is going to buy. So now it's
here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Now we're going to be talking about contracts.
Yeah, so we're going to fast forward a little bit. We went out, we looked, we found the one we wanted. Now we're going to write the offer.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always some trepidation. Oh, because now I'm really putting it down on paper. What do I want?
Yeah, now this is where the rubber
This
meets
is
the
where
road.
it's at.
Yeah.
This is what we built up to, right? We're now ready to write that offer. So what's included in the offer? Obviously your name, whoever's taking title,
Yeah.
how you're taking title, and we can talk about all of those things in more detail another show.
Yeah, right.
You're going to submit earnest money. A lot of people don't, and you're going to have had this relationship with the agents. They're going to talk you through this.
Mm-hmm.
Earnest money. It's money saying you're earnestly interested in buying the home.
Yeah.
So it's like a deposit. So, you're asking the seller to accept your offer. The earnest money is a part of that offer.
Mm-hmm.
It can send a message. If you put too little, are they really interested?
Yeah.
So you develop with your agent what's the right number for you on any offer. The rule of thumb is 1%.
Okay.
Of the purchase price. That's what, if you go on the internet, which I'm not saying believe everything that you see on the internet, right? We've been at it long enough now.
Yeah, we know.
Not everything is true.
Yeah.
However, in this case,
1%
is pretty much the standard earnest money.
Okay.
So your name, the purchase price, what are you willing to offer? Well, how do you develop that purchase price? That's where that agent is so important to you. They can pull comps and pull things up. Now, over the last few years, in a seller's market, the purchase price probably starts at list price.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately for buyers, it probably starts at list price. But again, that's where the agent that you're working with, the experience that they have, they can talk to you about those things. Hey, and there's a difference if it's on the market one day or if it's on the market 4 months.
Yeah.
On how you're going to offer,
Yeah.
right? If it's on the market one day, and the example I always use is, so the seller went to sleep last night and they had their house listed for $300,000. They got up the next day, and because I'm writing the offer, they're willing to take $250 for it.
No, not going to happen.
Probably not going to happen, even though Grandpa said,
Yeah, right.
all the people you've talked to, you always start low and you build up.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Different day.
Different day, different time.
Yeah.
But the amount of time that the home has been on the market could impact that. Now, in the stuff I'm talking about are general theories.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is specific. That's the cool part of what we do, is every transaction is different.
Yes.
Even though we've been through this, the
Very
steps
true.
are very similar,
Mm-hmm.
but every buyer, every seller are a little bit different. So in the offer, you're going to spell out what stays with the home.
Mm-hmm.
What is going to stay there? Personal property things. Because they've got big screen TVs up on the wall does not mean that the big screen TVs stay.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The TVs go, the brackets stay. Because they're permanently affixed. They're drilled. The reason is they put big holes in the wall. When you got a 65-inch flat screen TV on the wall, there's huge holes in the mounting brackets.
Yeah.
They're not, the brackets are supposed to stay.
Yeah, well, supposed to. But
They don't always.
The seller, they may want to take that bracket because it's held that TV for 10 years or whatever.
That's correct. And if in the offer they say, I'm keeping the brackets, then you know. That's, again, I guess to break the summary on an offer is, it spells everything out.
Yeah.
All of the details. And the small pieces we're talking about, the purchase price, that's a detail.
Yeah.
Earnest money, that's a detail. What's going to stay? That's a detail.
Mm-hmm.
What type of financing am I using? Remember we talked about pre-approval?
Yeah.
If you were to submit an offer in today's market, and this has been true for years, if you were to submit an offer without a pre-approval, first, to me, to the Mark Skibowski team,
They're going to laugh at you.
I may be laughing inside,
Right,
but what
right.
I'm going to say to you is, get me the pre-approval.
Yeah. Right.
Right? Because if I have two offers side by side, and one's got a pre-approval, one doesn't, you haven't put the effort into getting that pre-approval done.
Right.
We're gonna discount your offer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I probably am laughing, but I'm not out loud.
Yeah, right. Right.
I'm out loud at you.
Yeah.
So the offer has those details: purchase price, earnest money, what stays as far as personal property goes.
Mm-hmm.
All of those things are built into the offer. It's right at this first, second page. You're spelling these details out.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to pay for title insurance?
Yeah.
It's a big question because title insurance can be pricey. And in our market, normally the seller pays for the owner's title policy. The seller pays the owner's title policy. Now, that is not insurance protecting the structure. That's insurance to make sure that the title is clear.
Yeah.
That you're not buying a home that has got things attached to it, liens and encumbrances.
Yes.
That ultimately, when you own it, you now own those liens and encumbrances. You want to
Right.
make sure those are all cleared up.
Okay. All right. And we got to take a break here. We're talking about the home buying process. More on this topic next. You're listening to Real Estate in Real Time. Welcome back. You're listening to Real Estate in Real Time. I'm Woody Zimmerman here with Mark Skibowski of REMAX Lakes. And we're talking about the home buying process, and we're into writing an offer and what's in the offer.
What's in the offer and how did we get there? You know, and I mentioned purchase price. That's where the agent can help you in guiding you through what should we offer. Now, they're not going to tell you. You're still driving the train.
Okay.
The buyer is still, hey, this is what I want to offer. Well, the comps say this. I don't care. This is what I want to offer. Now, I hold the right, and I'll withhold that right to say I told you so.
Yeah.
If you don't win because we did something crazy.
Right.
But, you know, sometimes it just happens. You know, you offer list price and they take a different offer.
Yeah. You're
So
there
be
to
it.
advise and walk them through the process.
Absolutely.
And help them to achieve their goal. But if they decide that they don't want to offer a certain dollar amount
That's
or whatever,
correct. It's not
They
up
may
to
not
me
get
to
it.
drive the price up. You know, a lot
Yeah,
of
well,
times
no,
people
right,
think,
yeah.
oh, the agents, the only thing they want to do is sell it at a higher price. No, I want you to help purchase the property
right?
because ultimately you win. If you win, I win.
Yes.
Right?
Sure.
It's win-win for us. It's win-win for the seller and the seller's agent. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
So purchase price, an important part. Earnest funds, a big part of it. Spell out the type of financing you're doing. You tell the seller that. That way they know they can make a good decision. On the offer, you're also going to spell out, do you want inspections or not? We've got 3 options on our purchase agreements. We've got waive inspections, which is self-explanatory.
Yep.
You're not going to do any inspections. You have the standard inspections, which, hey, I want 2 weeks to get anything inspected that I would like to get inspected. And I say 2 weeks because it's normally 15 days. Some people do 17, some do 10.
Okay.
Or you can do as is. There's a big misconception about as is on the inspections. As is means that you are still entitled to do inspections, but the seller does not, as agreed, and you've agreed, that the seller doesn't have to make any corrections if you find something.
This way, you just know what you're buying.
You know what you're buying.
Okay.
And the protection for a buyer with an as is that if there are major defects that are identified in the inspection, you still have the ability to get out of that contract.
Okay.
Okay? You can't even go to the seller and say, fix it.
No.
Contractually.
Yeah.
But you've got the option to get out. So if it turns up with radon, you can get out of the contract. That's grounds to get out of the contract
Okay.
with the as is. So you're choosing inspections. You're choosing who picks the title company, seller or buyer. Now in our area, the title companies are really good. They are numerous. They're good. When I say good, their rates are established by the state. The staff is responsive. They're helpful and getting with a lot of advice and getting to the closing table. They are the experts. The reason that you're going to a title company is because they're ensuring that the process takes place properly. The transfer of the property from one owner to the new buyer. All of that takes place properly. And it's insured. That's why we're closing at a title company. Okay, they make sure all those I's are dotted, T's are crossed, everything's recorded properly, all that stuff takes place. They make sure that that's done properly. That's the importance of a title company in the transaction.
Okay.
So we've got who's picking the title company, who's paying for the title policies. There's an owner's policy, which is for the seller. There's a lender's policy. Your lender wants to be protected going forward.
Okay.
So all of those things are spelled out. What's the big thing? Closing day.
Yeah.
And possession.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are spelled out in the contract.
Yeah, and possession, that's a lot different from what it was years ago,
Yeah.
you know.
Typically, possession's at closing.
Yeah.
So if you're selling your house, you got to be all packed up, ready to go. You go to the closing table, you turn the keys over.
Yeah.
Now, that can be. It's all negotiated in the contract.
Yeah, well, real estate's been moving so fast here
Yes.
lately that,
Yeah.
you know, it's not always at closing. Like, it might be 30 days later or whatever.
It could be.
With rent paid back to the new owner.
All those details are spelled out in the contract.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, again, to hit the highlights, to summarize what's going on in the purchase agreement, details.
Mm-hmm.
That's the important. It's an 8-page document. The purchase agreement is an 8-page document now. When I started, it was like 4.5 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
They've added disclosures to protect people along the way because lawsuits happen,
Mm-hmm.
right? Well, I thought that stayed. Well, it didn't stay. I thought all of those things, it's all spelled out in the contract. It makes it very easy for both parties and
Mm-hmm.
enforceable. And I guess that's one thing, you know, a lot of people, I want to do it on a handshake. Make the offer on a handshake or verbal. Real estate has got to be a written contract.
Well, the devil's in the details.
Absolutely.
You know?
That's what the purchase agreement, that's what the offer does.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, by using an agent who's a realtor, so remember the National Association of Realtors, Kosciuszko Board of Realtors, Indiana Association of Realtors, we have access to those forms that are created by the state real estate attorneys for us to work with.
Mm-hmm.
And they're plain English, they're clear, they are updated annually as things come up. You know, you can't think of every eventuality,
Mm-hmm.
but the beauty of those forms are we all use them as far as agents go,
Okay.
and they're easy to interpret. It doesn't take a lot. As long as you can read, you can pretty much get the details of the contract.
Yeah.
You don't have to be an attorney to read through our contracts. Even though it's legalese, some of it's legalese, it's in pretty plain English, so we understand what's there.
Yeah. All right. Lots of details through this whole process, but in 3 weekends, we've gone through the entire process of getting pre-approved, finding an agent, going through the various ways that you can purchase a property, finding that property, writing the offer, devil's in the details, going through that entire process, and then ultimately winning, you know.
Winning, and that winning is closing and getting the keys to your new home.
Yeah, so
that's the idea.
Very good stuff. All right. Well, we do have this PDF for you that Mark will send you. Mark, your contact information.
Sure. You can email me at markskibowski@remax.net, lakestaterealtors.com, or pick up the phone, give us a call, 574-834-1233.
Okay, and you could also look for our mugs on TV.
YouTube. We're on YouTube.
Yeah.
Real estate in real time.
All right, very good. You've been listening to Real Estate in Real Time. Have yourself a wonderful weekend.